Hello and welcome to CapacityTV. Today we're joined by Rafael from Telefonica Global Solutions. Rafael, welcome.
Thank you very much.
What is Telefonica's perception of the current security landscape?
Cybercrime is expanding and strengthening all the time. If you read newspapers every day, you can see that between 70 and 80% of technological news are related to security. There are governments spying, data thefts, and web pages going down due to cyber attacks. During the last Davos Forum, one of the topics discussed was what the most risks for worldwide economy were from different points of view, like political, climate change, natural disaster, or technology. Well, one among the three most dangerous issues was related to cybersecurity, not only in terms of likelihood, but also in terms of expected impact. Nowadays, you don't have to be a hacker to be able to make a harmful attack to an organization. There are plenty of tools available in internet that everybody can master without having any technical background. So, society is getting aware that the private data, financial data, and also privacy are on risk with new technologies. The concept of Cybergeddon exists, and it means that it might be possible that no one trust in the interconnected world, extracting the money of the banks and not using internet because they are alarmed of being watched. So, in this case, it will be take back the humanity to the pre-digital era, and it will be the ruin of the economy. We don't think it's going to happen, but who knows?
And what are some of the key challenges facing organizations in today's digital world?
Today, organizations have a lot of things to worry about. Today's world is more interconnected than ever before. So, security perimeters have progressively broadened from local devices to LAN perimeters, later to enterprise communications to cloud services, and finally, as far as protecting brand reputation. So, the internet is a shared resource that puts organizations at risk of thefts, abuse, and threats. For instance, an offensive comment displayed in a social network is able to cause as economic damage as IT server environment attack. This situation has forced security approaches to change during the last years. These have evolved from a model of detection to one in which early response and the need of anticipation is needed to avoid the damage of cyber attacks. CISO concerns have changed whether if their organization is going to be attacked or not, but when it's going to happen. So they are to be ready for that. With these situations, the role of CISO is not easy now. They have to face problems such as how to quantify the risk of an attack implied to their organization, how to measure which is the most accurate budget for avoid it, convince the steering committee to allocate it, and which is the first step to implementation.
What role can carriers and ISPs play in the cybersecurity market?
They have the best position to view the landscape we have been talking about before. They have plenty of advantages that customers prefer if they compare to other alternatives. They are used to deploy service-based solutions. They have customers' trust because they have made business with them for years. They have economy of scale, and they have agreement with vendors in order to detect 0 days vulnerabilities as soon as possible. Also, they have expertise to manage security devices, and they are the entry point of information to the customer network. And above all, they have huge data to analyze with big data tools. In summary, choosing a telco as managed security service provider can be the best option to save customer investment and returns profit by means the early detection of global threats.
And how is Telefonica helping customers to overcome these security challenges?
Our idea is to keep as close to our customers as we can, understand their needs, and provide the optimal solution for them. As a global telco, we provide services in both B2B and B2C markets. It has allowed us to build a broad security service portfolio to fulfill the requirements of our customers. In B2B, we have solutions for the three layers of organizations environment. The first one is the IT infrastructure, the second one is communications, and the third one is society environment perspective. For the first one, we provide services like managed security devices and FAS, that is a pen testing service trying to find vulnerabilities in customer network. The second one, in communications, we provide anti-DDoS service shield, avoiding DDoS attacks getting to the customer's network. Regarding social perimeter, we provide different solutions like cyber intelligence, Latch, that is a digital identity protection service, and Tacit, that is an anti-mobile malware for Android devices. But these are only examples. We have many other services. From the wholesale perspective, we have seen that there are ISPs that or they have begun very late, or they don't have resources or knowledge enough to deploy the security service portfolio. At this point, Telefonica is offering them to become a managed security service provider through a partnership program, allowing them to have a security service portfolio with low investment and very quick time to market. To reach this status, we propose 3 steps. The first one is know deeply how our service portfolio is using whatever you need. The second one is get your equipment of operations and pre-sales trained and certified by Telefonica. And the last one is tell your customers. We think it's the best way to do it.
How has Telefonica developed its security services portfolio, and what's your vision for the future?
Telefonica has heavily invested capital and compromised diverse assets during more than 10 years to develop our security service portfolio. We have invested more than 100 million euros and involved hundreds of professionals in our effort to be a global leader in the security market. This has been possible by introducing changes in our portfolio and acquiring security companies with proven knowledge in the field like 11path. Furthermore, Telefonica have developed and tested in-house technologies that has been commercialized to our customers. But in the future, who knows? We think that the key point will be how society considers privacy and security in the future. Maybe new legislations will help to fight against these problems.
What are Telefonica's key security services, and how do they make you stand out from your competition?
During the last 2 or 3 years, our anti-DDoS shield service has been our jewel in the crown. DDoS attacks are increasing both in number and volume, and as our Tier 1 role, we are in the best position to provide a good service with the best qualities regarding mitigation capacities and not adding latency to the traffic flows. Nowadays, from the point of view of ISPs or organizations, it's not good enough to deploy scrubbing centers inside the network due to the huge volume of attacks in terms of bandwidth. We already have seen that around 30% of the attacks are above 20 gigs. Many of our customers realize that the first step to fight against DDoS attacks is to hire a service from the communications provider. With these decisions, they save costs in terms of operations, and they don't have to take care to make upgrades of the solutions. At this point, many of them have chosen Telefonica because of our best offer in terms of quality and functionalities comparing to our competence.
Thank you very much for joining us today on Capacity TV.
It was a pleasure.